Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial for informatics practices of class 11th. Today we will be discussing the second chapter, that is data representation. So let's begin. Let's have a look over the contents first. We'll be having introduction of the chapter first. Okay, that what this chapter is about and what are the things which you have to study in this chapter. Okay, a small version of that. Then second will be the digital number systems. In this we will understand what are different digital number systems present on which our computer systems are working currently. Third will be the number conversions, that is to convert one form of number system into the another number system. Next one will be representing characters in memory. Okay, that what are the characters, how to represent the characters in the memory. And next will be the ASCII code, that is the Indian standard coding, and the ASCII code, that is the American standard coding. Okay, so let's see. So let's start the introduction part first. As you know students, that a computer is a system of hardware that performs arithmetic operations, manipulates the data and makes decisions with the help of the software. Okay, so in today's field of modern science and technology, and also in several other fields and like business, we are constantly dealing with the quantities. Okay, and these quantities are known as the data. Okay, and because of our dealing with these quantities, our systems have also to deal with these quantities, because whenever we have to just go for any manipulation or any arithmetic operations, we just straightforwardly go towards our computers or reach our computers. So these quantities are to be dealt by the computers as well. Okay, now these quantities are measured, monitored, recorded, manipulated. Okay, so strict supervision of these data are also required. Okay, now that is to be used with the most of the physical systems. Okay, and today's digital systems like computers, the quantities are represented by symbols. These are called digits. Okay, and many number systems are in use in digital technology that represent the digits in various other forms. The most common are the decimal number system, the binary number system, the octal, hexadecimal, or several other systems. Okay, now in this chapter what we are going to basically discuss is the discussion about these number systems and the physical representation of digits in the computers. Okay, and that is known as the data representation. As you can see the last line, that data representation is basically about discussing the physical representation of the digits and alphabets in the computers. That means how you are going to represent these data, how you are going to show these data, the physical representation of these data in the form of the characters, in the form of the numbers, etc. Okay, so let's move forward. Next topic is decimal number system. Now, as we have discussed, there are several number systems possible. So the first variant to be discussed today is the decimal number system. So what's there in decimal number system? A decimal system is composed of 10 numerals or symbols, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And by using these symbols we can represent any quantity. Okay, so whatever the quantity you are going to give in the decimal number system will include these symbols only, that is these 10 numerals or symbols, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9. Okay, now this system is also called the base 10 system. Since we are having 10 digits in this, so we are going to write it as base 10 systems, and it is a positional value system. Why it is known as positional value system? Because in this the values of a digit depends upon its position. That is, if we are writing 123, then in 123 3 is having the unit place, so its value depend upon its position, that is on its units place. Okay, similarly if you can see the example here, 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 1, that is given because of the positions. Okay, so here the example is 251. So in 251.35, so in this 251.35, 1 is having 10 to the power 0, 5 is having 10 to the power 1, 2 is at the place of 10 to the power 2, and after the decimal similarly we have written 3 with the 10 to the power minus 1, and 5 with 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, now in this most significant digit is MSD. Okay, the MSD refers to the most significant digit. Okay, so which is the having highest weight among these digits. So 2 is having the highest weight because it is having 10 to the power 2, so it will be 2 into 10 to the power 2, that is 100, about 200. Okay, the similarly 5 is having a lesser weight as compared to 2, and similarly at the last we will see 5 is having the least weight here, so we are given the least significant digit to 5. Okay, now you can write this 251.35 in this form: 2 into 10 to the power 2 plus 5 into 10 to the power 1 plus 1 into 10 to the power 0 plus 3 into 10 to the power minus 1 plus 5 into 10 to the power minus 2, and if you are going to add all these values you will again have this 251.35. okay, so this is known as the decimal number systems. In this we are going to use 10 symbols. Okay, next is the binary number system. Okay, so most of the times you must have heard that computer works on the binary number system, that is 0 and 1. So let's see what is binary number system. The name binary refers to 2. Okay, so the binary system is composed of two numerals or symbols, that is the 0 and 1, and by using these symbols we can represent any quantity in binary number system. Okay, and again since there are two symbols only, so this system is known as the base 2 system. Okay, for example you can see that here you are having this number 101.01, or in binary you will write it as 101.01. okay, again since the first one is having the highest weight, so we have given it as the most significant bit this time. Okay, and for last one is again having the least weight, so it is known as the least significant bit here. Okay, and here the decimal is known as the binary point in the binary number system. Okay, in the decimal it was decimal point, so here we are having a binary point. So again, if we are going to see for the binary number system, the weights will be given according to this: 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 0. Then after that binary point we have written to the power minus 1, to the power minus 2. Okay, now if we are going to check how to consider the weight, so if you will see 1 to the power 1 is having 2 to the power 2, so we will multiplying 1 into 2 to the power 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power 0 plus 0 into 2 to the power minus 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 2, and if you are going to add all these values you are going to get 5.25. okay, since 2 to the power 2 is 4, so 4 multiplied by 1 you will get 4, plus again next will be giving you the 0, then next one will be giving you 1 into 2 to the power 0, that is 1 into 1 will give you 1, so 4 plus 1 will be 5, and similarly this 2 to the power minus 2 is equivalent to 4, so it will be equivalent to 1 by 4, and 1 by 4 will be giving you as 0.25, so 5 plus 0.25 you will be having 5.25. okay, now let's move further. Octal number system. So let's see how to represent the numbers in the form of octal number system. So this number system basically represents the numbers using 8 symbols. Okay, see, as in decimals it was represented with the help of 10 symbols. For binary it were 2 symbols. Now here in octal number system we are having 8 symbols. Let's see what these symbols are. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these numbers are used in octal number systems. So if you will try to create a series from these systems, let's see what will the series. So the series will go as 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 9 will be skipped from this. Then we will be writing 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. Then again 18 and 19 is skipped, then 20, 21, and this way it will follow. So you can see that 8 and 9 are being skipped from the number system representation. Okay, and again since we are using 8 symbols here, so it is known as the base 8 system. As the decimal system was known as base 10, binary was known as base 2, so octal will be named as base 8 system. Okay, next is the hexadecimal number system. Now let's see what is there in hexadecimal number system. So hexadecimal basically is going to use 16 symbols. Okay, and let's see what are the symbols. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then after 9 you have to use A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, and these 16 symbols have to be used in hexadecimal. So if you try to create the series from this, you can see the series will be like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then after 9 you will be having A, B, C, D, E, F. Then after F again you can start 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then again after 19 you will write 1A, 1B, 1C, and it will continue up to 1F. Then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, then 29 you will go. Then after that you will write 2A, 2B, 2C. Okay, so in this way this sequence will continue. So these type of numbers are the hexadecimal number system. And again, since we are using 16 symbols here, so the base system of this is known as the base 16 system. Okay, so you can easily understand these things, that for binary it will be base 2, for decimal it will be base 10, for octal it will be base 8, and for hexadecimal it will be base 16 system. Okay, so these base are basically used for showing that which type of representation you are using. Okay, so when you will be converting one form of number system into another, this base will play a important role, that it will show that which base is to be converted in which particular base. Okay, let's see what are ASCII and ISCII codes. Okay, so basically whenever any code is written, any number or any symbol is written in the computer systems, these are to be converted in a form of codes. Okay, so that the messages could be passed between the hardware and the software. Okay, so each character needs to have a different code. Okay, so that the messages can be uh, non-ambiguous. Okay, non-ambiguous means non-confusing. So whatever the codes you are going to give, it has to be converted in a particular encrypted form, and it has to be given to the hardwares or the software. Okay, so ASCII code is basically the American Standard Code of encoding. Okay, and it was developed just to fulfill this purpose, that whatever the characters or numbers are there, it has to be given a unique symbols. Okay, so that the character could be recognized. Okay, it is just for recognition of the characters. So these codes are used for making computers understand our alphanumeric codes. Alphanumeric means it should consist of numbers, it should consist of characters or the special symbols. Okay, and this ASCII refers to the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, this is the full form of ASCII, that American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and it is a 7-bit code and consists of 2 to the power 7 is equals to 128 possible codes. Okay, so this is the total possibility of codes in ASCII, that these type of characters means 128 possible codes are possible. Okay, and since American Standard Code was launched first, it was just not having that Indian style of coding. Okay, that Devanagari script and all those codes were not there in ASCII codes. So to get the balance of for our Indian coding also, a new system was generated, that is the ISCII, that is refers to the Indian Standard Code for Information Interchange, and it is a 8-bit code. Okay, and this 8-bit code consists of 2 to the power 8 is equals to 256 possible codes, and this ISCII code retains all the ASCII characters also. So whatever the characters of ASCII are there, that are already present in the ISCII, and ISCII is also offering you Indian scripts. Okay, that is the Devanagari and other Indian scripts. Okay, let's move further. Now let's see how to convert a decimal number to the binary equivalent. Okay, so suppose we have a number 43 and we want to convert this decimal number 43 into its binary equivalent. Let's see the procedure for doing this. Now see, here we are having 43, and first of all, to convert into the binary equivalent we need to divide it by 2, since we know that in 2, that is in binary equivalent we have to use only 2 symbols. So the remainders, if we are going to divide it by 2, will be either 1 or 0. Okay, so let's see what it is going to produce. 43 divided by 2 will give you 21 and the remainder as 1. Then again, when you will divide this 21 by 2, it will be divided by 10 and you will get the remainder again 1. Then similarly 5 and remainder 0, then 2, then remainder 1, and 1 and remainder 0, and lastly we can write 2 into 0 is equal to 0 and remainder is equal to 1. So we will get the list of the remainders here. Then what we need to do, we need to write these remainders in this form, that is from bottom to up. Okay, in this way we will write the remainders. So we can say that 43 base 10, that is the decimal number of that 43 is converted in this base 2 form. Okay, and see, we have written these digits in this order, that is from bottom to up. Okay, so 1011011, and it is given the base 2. Why base 2? Because we have converted into the binary equivalent. Okay, let's see one more example. Suppose we are having 58, then 58 divided by 2 will give you 29 and remainder 0. Then 29 divided by 2 will give you 14 and remainder 1. 14 divided by 2 will give you 7 and remainder 0. And similarly we have proceeded this thing, and in the end we will get 2 into 0 is equals to 0 and remainder is 1. So you will get the list of remainders. Again we will write this in this form, that is from bottom to up, and if you will see the output, you will get this thing. Okay, 58 base 10, that is the decimal number, is represented in this binary equivalent, that is base 2, and see, the remainders are listed in this bottom to top approach. Okay, that is 1111010. Okay, that is given the base 2, that is the binary equivalent. Okay, now let's see how to convert binary to a decimal equivalent. Suppose we are having an example 101011, and it is in binary since base 2 is given. So now let's try to convert it. First what we will do, we will list these numbers like this. Okay, 101011. Then for each element we will write the powers multiplied by their positional values. Okay, see, 1 into 2 to the power 0 plus, see, from the right hand side to the left hand side. Okay, from the right hand side, if you are starting, then you will write like this: 1 into 2 to the power 0 plus 1 into 2 to the power 1 plus 0 into 2 to the power 2 plus 1 into 2 to the power 3 plus 0 into 2 to the power 4 plus 1 into 2 to the power 5. Now this 2 to the power 5 is equals to 32, and it is multiplied by 1, you will get 32. Similarly, for the next you will get 0, for the next you will get 8, for the next you will get 0, or for the next you will get 2, and for the next you will get 1. And now if you will add all these elements, then it will be 32 plus 8, 40 plus 2, 42 plus 1, 43. That is 43 base 10. Why base 10? Because we have converted into the form of decimal now. Okay, so 101011 in binary is equivalent to 43 base 10. Just in the previous slide also we had studied, and now we have verified this also, that 43 base 10 is equivalent to this only. Okay, now suppose we are having another example 101.01 base 2. Again here you can see, first of all we'll list the elements separately. Okay, 101.01, and then respective powers are to be multiplied with their positions. Okay, and then you will get the result 4 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0.25, and when you are going to add all these elements, you will have 5.25 base 10. That is, the binary equivalent is now converted into the decimal equivalent. Okay, I think you must have got it. Now let's move further. Now let's see how to represent these decimal numbers in the form of a binary equivalent. So in the previous slide we have seen that how you can get a decimal number, and by dividing it by 2 and listing the remainders, you can convert into the binary form. Now let's see if we have to write these 15 numbers of the decimal into the binary equivalent. There is a shortcut way or to learn these things, that how you can get the decimal representation into the binary. So you are having a list here. Let's see how to make that list. First of all, mention these numbers in this form, that is 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, alternative 0 and 1. Okay, that is start from 0 until 15, follow this order: 0 1 0 1 0 1, alternate 0 and 1s. Okay, and in the next one write 0011. Okay, that is 2 zeros and then alternate 2 ones, then 2 zeros, 2 ones. Okay, and the next you write 4 times 0, then 4 times 1, 4 times 0, and again 4 times 1, and in the last one you write 8 times 0 and 8 times 1. Okay, now why we are writing these things? Because 2 to the power 0 is 1. So in the last column we were writing alternate 0 and 1, that is 1 time 0 1 time 1, 1 time 0 1 time 1. Okay, but in the next row 2 to the power 1 is equivalent to 2, so we have alternated it with 2 zeros and 2 ones, 2 zeros and 2 ones. And next 2 to the power 2 is 4, so we have not alternated with 3, we have alternated 4 zeros and 4 ones. Okay, and similarly 2 to the power 3 is equivalent to 8, so in the next row or in the next column we have alternated 8 zeros and 8 ones. Okay, so in this way from 0 to 15 you will get the binary representation of all the numbers. Okay, so for 0 the binary representation will be 0000, for 1 it will be 0001, for 2 it will be 0010, and similarly for 15 we will be having 1111. Okay, so in this form you can write the decimal numbers in the binary. And similarly if the binary representation is given in 4 bits, so you can directly see that codes and you can understand that which decimal number it is pointing. Okay, let's move further. Representing characters in memory. Now we are going to show you a table here, okay, that in which it will be listed that how to convert one code to the other form in the form of a list. See here we are having a list. In this we have mentioned the characters from A to Z, A B C D E F G and till Z. Okay, and 7-bit ASCII code is given. So right now we have discussed about 4-bit code, and here it is 7-bit ASCII code. Okay, and this ASCII code is also represented in the octal codes also here. Okay, that is the octal representation of these characters. And next we are having the hexadecimal representation of these characters. Okay, so suppose if you are given a character A, so the 7-bit ASCII code will be 10000001. Okay, and the octal code for A is 101, and the hexadecimal code for character A is 41. Okay, so if any of the four information is given, you can convert into the respective characters. Okay, so if suppose octal representation is given 101, you can understand that 101 is for character A. Okay, similarly if you are given with octal representation as 110, so you can understand that 110 points to H. Okay, and the hexadecimal code is 48 for 110. Okay, so easily from this table or the list you can understand how to represent one character in the form of other representation, the 7-bit ASCII code or the octal code or the hex code. Okay, so let's move further. Now suppose we are having a question that the following is a message encoded in ASCII code. What is the message? And the code is given. Okay, let's try to find out how to do this. So in the solution you can see, first what you need to do, first you need to convert each 7-bit code to its hex equivalent and try to find out whether if you are getting any message from this or not. Okay, so from the given table we have seen these values and correspondingly we have found out the hex equivalent. Okay, so from the hex equivalent we are getting these code 48, 45, 4C and 50, but we are not getting any message from this. Okay, so now let's see which character each of them represent. So try to find out which character they are representing. Okay, so let's see, 48 represents which character, 45 represents which character, 4C is for which character and 50 is for which character. So let's find out. Here you can see that 48 is pointing to character H. Okay, so first one is for H, then 45 is pointing to the character E. Okay, so the next is E, and let's see the 4C. So 4C is pointing to the character L, so the next character is L. And for the last one here 50 is there in hexadecimal, so 50 is showing character P. Okay, it is pointing character P, so the next character will be P. So what you are getting the message here is help. Okay, so you can see that if you are trying to code this message from ASCII to a particular character representation, you are getting the message. Okay, so in this form only the computer systems also generated some codes, and it used to send these codes to the hardware, and this hardware are able to understand these codes because it is in that form of the ASCII codes, and it used to get the characters that what you are asking. Okay, if you are going to write help, it will convert it into the binary equivalent of this help, and it will be delivered to the hardware. and the hardware will understand the code and it will act accordingly. Okay, so that's it for this chapter, students. I think most of the topics of this chapter is covered in this, because already you are knowing about these topics in the previous course. Also, you would have studied about these. So from the next video tutorial, we will be starting the third chapter of Python. Okay, so you will be starting the basic Python. Okay, that how to code in Python. So till then, take care. Thank you, students.